Runner goes, second and third. Yep, all four. Base is loaded again.
All right, the bases are loaded for the Panthers. Batting next, number 11, Kyler Thiessen.
Fouls it off 2-1. And over the head, if the base runner had been looking, he could have stolen home. So Binger catches a break there on that play. And another unearned run will score. 15-2. Bases remain loaded.
And a score will cross the plate.
We may be looking at our second potential pitching change here, folks. I have covered games for basically 6 years in baseball, and this has got to be a record: 72 pitches in an inning before a completed inning. Looks like the head coach may be considering pitching. Might not be a bad idea right about now.
Mom, Dad, I sure am hungry and thirsty. May I please have some money to get something to eat and drink at the concession stand? I'll even get you something while I'm there. Please and thank you. Hey, you folks who are eavesdropping, yes, I know what that big word means. Get your money out of your pocket and let's go to the concession stand and get something to eat or drink together. Come on, genius. Quit sitting there and let's go.
Batting for the Panthers, number 23, Jacob Vincent.
Fouls it off. Check swing goes. Nope, he's called ball 3. And he just threw the ball away.
And a run will score.
Team just seems to really be discombobulated and out of sorts here. What threw the catcher off on that particular arrangement was the fact that the bases loaded, left no base to throw to, and didn't know if it was ball 4 or a foul ball. Another drop here.
Batting for the Panthers, number 24, Dawson Willard.
Up to our 80th pitch in the first inning. Hit right to the shortstop, another fielding error. Oh boy, yeah, just do it right. Give him 2. First and third now.
Runners on the corners. Next to the plate, number 10, Gavin Houston.
Fouls it back, 0-1 on the count. Hits him on the high strike, 1-2. And they get the strikeout. So the inning comes to a conclusion. Lookeba scores 17. Top of the second inning coming up.
And that will bring the first inning to a close. So after one complete inning of play, you can see the score on the scoreboard.
86 pitches for the bigger Bobcats in the bottom of the first inning. They go through 3 pitchers. I don't even know how many runs were scored, earned, and unearned, but I would wager that most were unearned. So now here's the long and short. Binger is now on the clock. They'll need to score at least 4 runs to make it into a potential 4th inning.
It's about a 45-minute bottom of the first, I think.
Cash and I thought to start the day set the bar pretty high on the number of runs scored. You know, most games 10 or 11, that's a lot. Shattuck brings it right back up and does 14. Calumet wins, they score 10. And looks like our winner here is going to have at least 17 runs. So the old adage that bad weather usually favors the pitchers is proven to be the exact opposite here today in Lookeba, Oklahoma.
Batting for Binger Oni, number 15, Victor Elizondo.
One, two is our pitch count. Seems like the wind has finally settled into a nice just breeze for the evening's final game. Out in front, strikeout.
And there's one away. Next to the plate, number 16, Carlos Elizondo.
High strike, 1-1. Fouls it off, so 1-2 now. Pitch count favorable for the Panthers. One hops it in, 2-2. You know your team is comfortable when they're playing air catch between two players. Third baseman and the shortstop throwing air to each other to stay sharp. Money pitch on its way, and it is low, ball 4.
Runner now on first base for the Bobcats. Next up, number 9, Keegan McLish. Game temperature 56 degrees, wind averaging 14 miles per hour after gust up to 50 this afternoon.
Ball put in play to the shortstop. Should be right over, and he bobbles it. Can't throw and can't do the fielder's choice tag, so end safe at second and first.
Runners now on the first 2 bases.
So a 6 FE on the play.
Next up, number 13, Troy Green.
Back-to-back innings, Binger has 2 runners on. Right to the pitcher. Oh, another brutal throw. So 2 down.
And there's 2 away.
Coach Owen from Binger trying to tell his base runner on second, when the second ball is thrown and it's high like it was, get going down the base path.
Batting for the Bobcats, number 10, Denver Bradford.
Ball is high, 1-1. Another one hopper, 3-1 on the count. All right, Panthers, after a huge bottom first, are on the verge of loading the bases here in the top of the second. Ball put in play. That'll fall for a single. Bases loaded indeed. Bobcats have them on all 3 spots.
And the base hit will fill the bases now for the Bobcats. Next to the plate, number 4, Adrian Leal.
All right, Bobcats doing exactly what they have to do right now, which is get some runs. So need to put this ball in play. Cannot afford to hit into a ground out or a pop-up or a strikeout here. Got to get some runs. Outside, back-to-back balls, 2-1 count. All right, ball put in play, fly out to left field, charging, running, and locates it and catches it. Bobcats will strand 3. We'll head to the bottom of the second. Your score, Lookeba Sickles 17, Bingeronis 2.
And we're headed to the bottom of the second inning. Your score is 17-2, with Lookeba Sickles in the lead and preparing to come up to bat.
All right, so as things stand at this moment, Binger down to their final 3 outs if they cannot find a way to trim this lead from a 15-run deficit inside of 9 runs or less. So it will take 5 runs plus a 6th run in the top of the third to stave off a run rule for the 4th inning. And if it stays plus 12 in any combination through the top third, it is a final score. So Binger strands the bases loaded, has an opportunity to get at least a couple of runs on the board, fails to do so. Are we at 18-2? Well, I have 17-2 on both my feed and the update.
That's what I thought. But he probably accidentally hit the button.
All right, back in action.
Batting for the Panthers, number 27, Reese Courtney.
Inside ball 2. We'll do our best to try to get some kind of a confirmation if we somehow missed a run there. I had 17-2 through the first inning. I noticed the change in Binger's inning when they had the bases loaded. So we will see. Chopper down the line to third base, and it'll be called foul. Hits it right to the shortstop. Pulls, fires, and gets him on the 6-3 ground out. One down.
And there's one away. Batting next, number 19, Dayton Crane.
Hot potato right to the shortstop again, and he bobbles it. Runner on.
Runner now on first base for Lookeba Sickles. Next to the plate, number 20, Angel Carrillo.
Fires down the first base line in safe. Right, I have a 1-0 pitch count. Fouls it off, 1-1. I have 2-1 as the pitch count. We'll see if we're 1-2 or 2-1 here in a moment with the ump. Hits the batter, becomes a moot point, 2-1.
Runners now on first and second for the Panthers. Next at bat, number 3, Dylan Williams.
One 1-0 count. And again to the shortstop. He's got to feel like he has just either blessed or cursed his game. 2 errors back-to-back at the 6FE.
And bases threatening once again to overflow. Batting number 17, Quincy Hicks.
Throws behind him. Ball is errant. Catcher does an exceptionally good job of getting underneath that to prevent a score. Bases will remain loaded, though. As I said earlier, we have a 17 score. Scoreboard has 18-2, but at this point, you get the point. Two 2-1 now on the count. Bases remain loaded for the Panthers. And almost hits him again, 3-1. I will give the Binger catcher credit. He's caught that ball 4 out of 4 times like that. It is hard to extend your glove on the other side of a batter. And another run comes in. Bases remain loaded.
And a score will cross the plate.
Maybe looking at a 4th pitching change here for the Bobcats, and we are. So I've got the official score 18-2. We've got 19-2 on the scoreboard. Bases remain loaded here, bottom of the 2nd inning. Only 1 out, 0-0 pitch count when we resume. And just like that, I'm afraid Binger just lost 4/5 of their crowd. Well, not quite that bad. They've got 4 that I can see over here. Well, in games like this, it is never any really sugar-coated way to spoon feed it to somebody. It has not been pretty. It has been about as bad as it can get for Binger. However, each pitcher, unless they've got more than 4, has had an opportunity to get some reps in and some pitches in without totally burning their arm for the remainder of the tournament. So in some regards, it's always good to try to keep them warm.
Batting for Lookeba Sickles, number 11, Kyler Thiessen.
Ball is low, 2-1. And once again, commend the catcher for Binger. He has had his work cut out for him here in this inning again. Ball put in play. This will fall to the third baseman. Bobbles it. A fielding error at the 5-spot. Bases remain loaded.
Another run comes in.
So we have it 19-2, 22, tomato.
Batting next, number 4, Sayer Treadaway.
He almost hit the batter. Ball is low. So 3-1. Pitcher on the verge of walking in another run. Fouls it off. Full count will resume. And I think it does get him, but regardless, another run scores. Bases remain loaded.
And another run will cross the plate. Next up, number 24, Dawson Willard.
Evens it up 1-1. Ball is wickedly, ripped all the way to the wall. Great throw getting it back in. Only one run scored. That is just almost impressive.
And another run comes in. Base is still full.
As deep as that was hit, I would have swore at least 2 runs were going to score.
Next to the plate, number 10, Gavin Houston.
Catches him on a pretzel pitch. Oh, he gives him the strike.
And there's 2 away. Next up, number 27, Reese Courtney.
So I have it 1-1 on the pitch count. Fouls it off again, 1-2. And it hits him. Another run scores.
And another score will cross the plate. Next to the plate, number 19, Dayton Crane.
Hits another batter. Another run scores.
Another run comes across the plate.
Bases remain loaded for the, get this, 8th time this inning.
Batting next, number 20, Angel Carrillo.
So I have officially established a couple of records, 86 pitches in one inning. 8 times the bases are loaded. Hits him again, so make it 9. You can't make this up.
Another run will cross the plate. Next up, number 3, Dylan Williams.
Fouls it off. In high ball 1. Hits the batter, another run scores.
And another score comes in.
I think Coach Owen has given them the signal to just walk. I don't know how to interpret that, but if you've ever wondered how many pitches it would take to give up 25 runs, folks, it is 130 through 2 innings of play. Those are not the accumulative pitches for both teams. That is the pitch count for Binger. I want to commend the fans that have remained for the game. It takes a diehard sports fan to stay. So pitching change, number 5. Sound like a broken record over here, but I have a 25-2 count. Scoreboard has 26-2. Either way, Binger down to their final. Down to their final 3 outs. No matter how you slice this, the only debate will be when they get that chance for the final 3 outs. Okay. Well, I think they're running it through Game Changer.
Batting for the Panthers, number 17, Quincy Hicks.
All right, bunt placed. All you have to do is go home. All you have to do is go. And never mind. Throws it to first. So we are out of the inning. Top of the 3rd inning coming up.
And that will end the inning. Headed to the top of the 3rd. And again, you can look to the scoreboard.
131 pitches in 2 innings. I don't even know if anybody is still watching the stream or not, but if you are, since the official score on the scoreboard is 26-2, this game has got to get to 26-15 in this inning. So there is your hoo boy stat of the day. Binger only needs 13 runs here in the top of the third to stay alive. And we are in the third inning. All right, so Panthers have their own substitution here. Been 5 pitching changes for Binger, 2 now for Lookeba.
Coming to bat for the Bobcats, number 14, Carter Taylor.
Strike 1. All right, so our matchups tomorrow at the 11:30 game will be Lookeba against Sentinel. 2 o'clock game, Elk City Freshman versus Binger. 4:30 Cashin versus Shattuck. And at 7 o'clock game, Calumet versus Lookeba Sickles, 1 down.
And there's 1 away. Next up, number 11, Julian Mendoza.
Outside ball 1. Right to the pitcher, off his glove, grabs it, flicks it over, and 2 down.
And there's 2 away. Batting next, number 8, Cameron Wright.
Fouls it off 0-1. Brief respite here for the Binger-Oni Bobcats. They are down to their final out. Hits him, base runner is on.
Runner now on first base. Batting next, number 15, Victor Elizondo.
Gets a rip on it. It is going to go foul. Debate is whether or not it stays in just outside the first base line on the fence. Runner goes in safe. Official count, I believe, 2-2. Put in play, just past the outstretched arm, bobbled by the second baseman, fielding error. They'll hold him at third. Runners on the corners.
Runners now on the odd bases for the Bobcats. Next up, number 16, Carlos Elizondo.
Hits him right in the kneecap, loads him up.
And bases now loaded for the Bobcats. Next up, number 9, Keegan McClish.
One on the count. Gives him the inside corner again on the breaking ball. Half curve, half break. And Binger's final strike, potentially 2-2 count. In play, catcher should not have ran. All the pitcher would have had to have done is just toss it to him. Nonetheless, that'll do it. Your final score will go with Lookeba 26 and Binger 2. That'll do it.
And that will be your ball game. The winner of this contest, the Lookeba Sickles Panthers. Lookeba Sickles will be playing Calumet tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. And Binger Oni will be playing Elk City.
Players touch them up. And that'll do it. Prep Nation TV triple header coverage comes to an end. We'll see